money bags. Money bags. Money bags.
Hello and welcome back to ThinkCapital, where we understand money. Today I want to talk about something very relevant to the time we live in, a topic that I love to speak on. Why chasing money often makes people poorer. Sounds good, right? Let me say this straight, without drama. Most people who chase money are not greedy. They are actually anxious. And anxiety is one of the worst places to make financial decisions from. If you ever felt like you should be earning more by now, or that you're falling behind people of your age, and that time is running faster than you expected, then absolutely, my friends, this video is for you. Definitely not to motivate you, not to scare you, but actually to help you see something very clearly. When people hear this phrase, chasing money, they immediately imagine reckless behavior such as gambling, crazy risks, or quitting jobs overnight to start a business. But most of the time, chasing money looks very normal. It looks like constantly switching plans between investments and mutual funds or stocks. It looks like never feeling settled. It looks like doing okay on paper, but still feeling restless inside. Like no matter what you earn, it's never enough to feel calm. And that restlessness is a real problem. Because when you're restless, your decisions change. You stop thinking in years and start thinking in months, sometimes even weeks. You start asking questions like how fast can this grow, or what's the quickest way, or what am I missing that others are doing now. These questions actually feel smart very initially, but then quietly shrink your thinking. Most meaningful financial research that has always taken place in the last centuries operate on 10, 15, or sometimes even 20-year cycles. But most people judge themselves on 1 or 2 year results. They say that mutual funds have not performed for the last 1 year, I will not invest in mutual funds. That is completely stupid. That mismatch alone creates pressure. And that pressure pushes people to act before they are actually ready, before actually understanding the risk. Let me tell you something very uncomfortable, but it is the actual truth. Most financial damage does not come from bad ideas at all. It actually comes from good ideas taken too early, too fast, and for the wrong reasons. This FOMO, fear of missing out, is a very dangerous place to be in. People don't lose money because they are stupid. They lose money because they are always impatient. I have seen this again and again. People earning decently, saving reasonably well, doing something right, but always feeling late. They always feel that sense in them that they are always behind. And when that feeling builds up, they try to accelerate things. Not recklessly, of course, but just slightly more than their emotional capacity can handle. They start taking risks they don't fully understand. Not because they're very careless, but because they actually want instant relief. Relief from pressure, relief from comparison, and relief from falling behind than their colleagues. And that is exactly when money becomes dangerous. Because the moment money becomes your emotional relief, it stops being a tool and starts being your master. It becomes a solution in your head. And when money becomes a solution to your anxiety, you hand over the control to money. You stop deciding and only start reacting to the money. And let me tell you a harsh reality, my friends. Markets, systems, and money are extremely unforgiving to emotional urgency. It doesn't care if you have a medical emergency. It doesn't care if you want to fill your children's educational fees. It doesn't care. They only care about structure, discipline, and time. That's the reason why people who are calm around money tend to do better in the long run. It doesn't mean that they know more. It doesn't mean that they have some fancy degrees. It is only because they don't need money to fix their emotional state. They can wait. They are patient. And my friends, waiting is a massive advantage that most people underestimate in the world of finance. Another thing chasing money does is actually keeping you very busy always. 24/7 you're busy, always reading something new, watching more videos, trying new ideas, switching strategies. Actually from the outside it does look like effort, but from the inside it feels like anxiety disguised as productivity. Activity feels comforting, my friends, but activity is not progress if it is not in the right direction. Do you know how real financial progress is? It is boring. It is repetitive. It looks the same month after month. And that's exactly why most people abandon it. They cannot wait. They want instant gratification. They confuse boredom with stagnation and excitement with growth. But what we tend to forget is that money rewards consistency, my friends, not excitement. Here's a harsh truth most people don't like hearing. The moment money becomes your emotional solution, you become its slave. And you know what slaves do? They don't make good decisions at all. A lot of people also chase money because of family pressure, responsibilities, expectations, medical bills, insurance, etc. etc. That feeling that they must figure it out quickly. But speed is a terrible substitute for stability in the world of finance. A slow, a stable provider protects a family far better than a fast, reckless one. This isn't a motivational advice, my friend. This is practical reality that we are living in today. People who quietly build wealth don't obsess over making money every year. They are obsessed over not destroying what they already have. They're obsessed over not destroying their discipline. They focus on reducing mistakes and never maximizing excitement. Instead of asking yourself every few months how to make more money, ask something simpler and very honest to yourself, my friends. Ask yourself which financial decisions you're taking only because you're feeling anxious. That one question exposes more truth than any strategy ever will. Money doesn't respond well to pressure. It responds to patience, it responds to clarity, it responds to people who can think straight when others are rushing. You see a bull market, every person in this country is putting money in the market, and that's exactly when the people who understand about money, the person who understand about the risk, are waiting to liquidate you. You don't need to beat money, you just need to outlast your own impatience, my friends, your own impatience. I'm not giving a motivation is only for workers and slaves. We are masters of money. We accept the harsh reality and adapt ourselves to the ever-changing world. My friends, that's what Think Capital is all about. Not speed, not type, not shortcuts. Just understanding money well enough that it stops controlling you. And my friends, we'll continue this conversation in the next video. Another shift in how we think about money. Signing off.